My name is Philip Dooley, and I'm the program director for the KU Wichita residency at Via Christi. My LEADS project involved an attempt to formally validate the reliability and generalizability of a longitudinal residency faculty evaluation system. I'm certain this group understands the importance of faculty evaluations, and you're likely well acquainted with many of the challenges. Most faculty evaluation systems are locally developed and have undergone very little formal validation, leading to questions about their reliability and reproducibility. My journey down the rabbit hole into the world of faculty evaluation research was prompted by resident and faculty dissatisfaction with our old process. We'd asked the residents to evaluate the faculty annually across multiple domains of performance, which, given the size of our program, meant that the evaluation was very long, as in hundreds of questions long. My initial thought was to spread out the data collection throughout the academic year. So I naively dove into the literature to try and find a previously validated system which we could use plug and play for our program. Unfortunately, the only validated evaluation tools I could find mirrored our old process. Now, a comprehensive evaluation collected at a single point in time makes sense for episodic relationships. However, I was convinced that we could leverage the longitudinal relationships between residents and their core faculty. Therefore, we began construction of a new system. Our foundation was laid using questions from published episodic evaluations to develop a comprehensive 12-question system. Residents are now asked to evaluate all core faculty members with a single question each month. 10 questions collect quantitative data with optional comments, while 2 questions are purely qualitative. After internally working out some of the kinks for a few years, we set out to formally evaluate its reliability. My original plan for this project was to collaborate with the 2 other residency programs associated with our department. The IRB even said it would be exempt, and we'd only need to submit a single simple form. Unfortunately, both programs had to opt out, and by the time I gave my first LEADS project update, I was ready to throw in the towel. Thankfully, my fellow fellows, along with our LEADS leaders, didn't think I should give up and encouraged me to solicit interest on the PD listserv. I dutifully drafted an email to see if anyone wanted to collaborate and was totally unprepared for the tsunami of interest this would generate. After receiving over 20 emails from interested programs, I realized we were not at all organized enough yet to pull this off. So we went back to the drawing board and developed a collaboration agreement to ensure everyone was on the same page, a spreadsheet to collect enrollment data, and a promotional flyer to explain the new process to all of the impacted residents. The IRB, playing the role of Lucy in this familiar image, changed their mind multiple times regarding the level of review and the amount of paperwork that we would need to complete before we would be allowed to proceed. On the plus side, this gives me the opportunity to introduce the first hero of this story, Dr. Samuel Ofe-Dodu. In addition to his skills as the IRB whisperer, he ensured we had a valid plan for analysis, manages the response forms in SurveyMonkey, and sends the data back to the participating programs each month. By the end of our enrollment window, only half of the programs who'd initially expressed interest joined the project. That was somewhat disappointing, but it truly ended up as a glass half full situation because of the diversity represented by the 10 programs. Covering 9 states from coast to coast, from rural areas to major metros, the project involves 147 faculty and 261 residents while covering all the major program types, from university-based programs to community-based unaffiliated programs, and even a combined civilian-military program. Our second hero of this story is Dr. Carrie Nielsen, the other half of our Central Department research team. Dr. Nielsen developed and distributed the unique participant IDs, which allow us to link responses over time while maintaining resident anonymity, because she does not have access to the raw response data. While participating sites receive results on a monthly basis, each program determines their own schedule for sharing results with their faculty. At Via Christi, we originally shared results with the faculty every month, but after they told us that was way too frequent, we've settled on sharing once per quarter. Problems started cropping up in August as Dr. Ofe-Dodu reported widely disparate response rates halfway through the first collection period. We shared this data by email with all the participating programs and crowdsourced best practices to increase response rates. The second major curveball came when he noticed 10 different responses in 1 month using a single user ID, the one on the screen, 1 Yankee Romeo 8 Quebec. I don't know exactly how this is going to affect things, but I certainly know the limitations section in our manuscript will have no shortage of potential content. Now, I know this slide goes against the design guidelines for Ignite Talk. However, one of our ground rules is that the contributions of all members of the collaborative must be recognized as part of any dissemination product. And I did want to publicly thank everyone who elected to join us on this wild ride. At this time, we're only halfway through the first annual data collection cycle, which will wrap up at the end of June 2023. We'll begin data analysis and hopefully at least have some preliminary results to report at RLS in Kansas City in 2024. Thank you for your time.